y'all, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be showing you how I do this really cute high braided ponytail on Zayne's hair. First thing I'll be starting off with is a sleeping baby and dry hair. I prefer to use dry hair because it's just easier for me to grip. Now, as you guys can see, I am using a pick because I just couldn't find the comb that I usually use for his hair. And what I'm doing now is I am parting his hair from ear to the center of his hair. Ideally, I'd want to part it from ear to ear, but he is sleeping and y'all, I did not want to risk waking him up by moving him too much. So I'll just be doing one side of his hair at a time. Now I'm going to section off the front of his hair and braid it so that it won't be in the way whilst I'm doing the back of his hair. So now that section is out of the way, I am going to rotate him so that his head is facing my tummy. As y'all can see, I almost woke him up, but I'm just going to wait a few seconds to let him settle down, and then I'm going to try to rotate him again. He is laying on a pillow on my lap, so it'll be easier if I just try to rotate the pillow, and that's what I'm going to do so that his head is facing my tummy. It's easier to plait the back of his head this way, so that's why I'm doing that. Y'all, shout out to France for bringing me Zayne's comb. It's so much easier to part his hair now. So I'm going to be making that first part in the back of his head, and the closer I get to the top, I'm going to be parting it inwards. Similar to how we brush up our hair or gather our hair when we're putting it into a high ponytail. Now, this is just a little disclaimer. I am not a hairstylist, so when I begin to braid, y'all don't come for me, please. Now I'm going to part for the second braid in the back of his head, and I'm just going to be doing the same thing that I did for the first one. I'm going to be parting upward and inward. So now that I have that second braid, I'm just going to be parting his hair and then braid the rest of his hair upwards. So now that I'm done with the back of his hair for now, I'm going to part the front for the first braid. So I'm going to do it similar to how I did the back. I'm going to be parting it upwards and inwards. Now this step is very important. I'm going to take the first braid in the back and I'm going to connect it with the first braid in the front and continue braiding inwards. Now I'm going to part the second part in the front of his hair, and I'm going to be parting it upwards and inwards just like I did the first one. Now Zayne has a lot of baby hair in the front, and when I'm plaiting, I'm not going to be plaiting those baby hairs because I do not want to pull out his hair. Okay guys, so this is how we're looking right now, and it's pretty decent. I'm liking it so far. Now I'm going to attempt to turn his head on the next side so that I can basically finish braiding his hair. And y'all, he was not having it. He did not want me to move his head at all. So I had to wait a few minutes, well, a few moments at least, before I tried to turn his head again. This is how the back of his hair looks now. Y'all, these parts are so crooked. But you know what? That's okay. Don't watch that because it all can come together in the end. So now that I'm done braiding his hair, I'm just going to take the first 3 plaits from each side and I'm just going to braid those together. Now I'm just going to take the Shea Moisture's Detangler, the leave-in treatment, and the buttercream, and I'm going to moisturize his hair. I did end up going back to oil his scalp, but I just didn't have it with me at the time I was recording the video. So now I'm just going to take the top of his hair and put it in a ponytail, and I'm going to take the ends, clear it out a bit, and then put it into a little bun. And we are done. Y'all, I think it came out really nice. Now, the parts are a little crooked and the plaits aren't all that neat, but altogether the overall look is really cute. Now, here are some photos of how it turned out. And if I do say so myself, Zayne is pretty pleased with his hair. If you guys try this hairstyle, let me know what you think. Thank you for watching this video. I want you to like this, share, and subscribe. And just stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching, y'all.